We are grateful to our maker. Mpaebo na yebo se otumfo nyankopon hu yomobo. No omo amuku sa ntokwa hu hia. Ntokwa minim de ma omo hyase. In fact omo ankasa no kwa no omo nti de omo ye na ase. Nyankopon ma omo nti ase enka makoma no omo nti omo hase na bibia, because as we are listening this morning, Donald Trump and on one side and the Iranian on the other side seem to be come to an understanding, said there will be a ceasefire at least for some time. Say they should not come back again. Yes, despite their own reservation and their own demands for the ceasefire Pabon ebo say omuntimi enti omuhase no munjai war no, because we be and same fatakwa se beka se obi edi entokwa ena yedi to year name Ghana and so there you see what is really coming up for the increment in fuel, and then nyama free eba ntinenu ena yepese munkai ho na nyina na obi antimi nkyere na adwen efasa enkomoyi ntinu bia bibi wo ho akiri wa adwen ana se so betimi aka bibi afa ho dia, and don't hesitate. Try as much as possible and then just give us a call on our number 0553052363 and answer WhatsApp lines, or you can send your voice message, or you can send us a text. Again, Mutie on Facebook and on YouTube. You can also send your concerns with regards to what is happening in Ghana and around the world. Yebe shase die yes aka mu se we the Nhyira Mutie free ahujo nsawom. Unyadu nsawom unyadu ahujo dia and the ahimfie nanim the opposite na oho na mutie free ntino obi a utie bibi mutie free bia no bompa ise nyankopon enka mo ho na de muye bia no nyankopon emma embem pepepepe ntiri we ni dia de na no pe ye di shase ntiri maminko na yendi enkomo kakra ansana ya hwe the newspapers and the headlines making the rounds in Ghana. Yo, happy.
Na
bibi abakore.
Nyame adom.
Yes, adiachi
bro.
And no the one me see bibi pa. Menim say ubai no man kan kire wo. Obi an kan kire wo.
Mebe hu nyama bi.
Sa.
I say nyama bi fifa menim su.
Sa. And the be enye de mimika no, because the mimika na enye we ni su na esefa. Uhini asi na esefa.
Sir, I don't know. Why be a
manager can't tell you.
Oh, manager, I mean, no, shy.
Fidos and can't tell you.
Fidos, they say on Kabi Chain, but no, not maybe.
The move to one phone, come from one can't say, because what?
Eh, so I'm friend. Because of friend, I mean, Bubefuno.
Uncle how?
And say,
they say, be we quite at least DHL or packaging at least in I could do.
Almost see empty and phone. I can't, I don't know, man. Almost a year more American.
You and the manche magajia. Yeah, magajia 1. Yes.
No size.
No size. Yeah, chiao. Nyankopon enshirao no ombo hu ban. Oni unkwala nyina ne papa mo empenyin fo nyina na Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enka mo ho. Na de eye muni daso bia no Nyankopon emanim bim. Na de bia musuru anasa mo pesa mo bati. Nyankopon eyin free mo ho. Because you say akola bia onni awufo anase onni obi a penya emre bia no or guide you there and there udie unhumba mobo, because bibiba you don't have anybody to even step in to say let me talk on your behalf. Intino magajia we there ye ciao yes papi, let's go.
Medika di nchia kese edima baraka etie fo nyina Bala Fatawu. Yes. Bisi Indra nso no ho. Anto ahomachi dia na meka.
Ebia wo different world.
Ahomachi nso no.
Enya gro eto ne meka na misuru because
Misi
say eba no.
Ahankasa no. Me say me ba se na me hunu na anto hati say se to amasa no.
Me say wo ha de enshare anto sa.
Misi inframa.
Share jai.
I say amanfo dan no ebe but nyame adom etoe pa but yanti asemboni bibia ku enti e sida edema nyame.
Yes.
Madam Fatawu
wasani Nhyira awmachin ya de gu yeso yi
saneti ade ba ko a me pese bi ka ho asema no pen enam lithium bedina ediama
engineers and planners
sa Me eye mi debom. Adentina me si eye mi de. Hwe yankasa no yen boa ye ho. Na yen tumi nkọ yenim. Ewo mu se ahoho kra omuboa. But mpenifo ta aka asan bi se unsachi be ye wo dia enye ti se unsayem. Okay. Enti se ye nua peni Ibrahim Mahama anya saa akonya we ya yeda nyame ase ena ye bom paye esa ka kire ni se ejuma pano a oyema eboa oman Ghana no onsamiem omiem no sanye bebre ema oman Ghana na oman Ghana hu se ampa wa wo ba a ye frɛ no Ibrahim Mahama kakra mi woka no
yo na sansa mi su de nanka minority press conference kwa meeting na I wanted to, but unfortunately but I will bring it because I know what the major headlines across all the newspapers because meeting say 4 companies and will be the
yeah
companies back and 9 2 there disqualify right from the onset because of mantimia meeting requirement and I cut 2 no so no on say ono engineers and planners no they do no nim ni say ene ka no why apprentice kakra even though not in the capacity of which today he's going to feel ntino nyam bebre ho a watimi asua emra oya apprentice no ntino the company has been able to be in the industry not directly but indirectly ntino nyam bebre ho a ono so no watimi asunya free some of these things. In the media, Adiba Kuni said because media minority in Kwano, the Omu can say not that they are criticizing the team because it has been given to Ibrahim Mahama, but then Omu share the duration. Emra Omu fire Omu did that friend saying assessment interview and then went through all their documentation. It was 7 days. Now 7 days, we 4 days holidays are, and I say Saturday, Sunday. Now we Friday and Monday, then it means they use only 3 days, which seems to be impossible because mining huge and ejumano so ede omani na nyejuma kitwa nti enna omo raise eyebrow. That's 1. 2 in temtem like omo wie na omo submit omo report ni the ministry no so no sa ministry no so no esaye clear no preoccupy no enna ma omo kase da bi. There should be another opportunity for them to go into it. Into where some of the things that I listen to the minority side on this particular regard. But omwa ejuma nyina no eda omo so no yebeti omo who are experts on the ground who tell us what went into the whole issue of friends saying bidding by say engineers and planners na we need this because for the first time no someone him say this particular Nankasana go feels for omoye na ni nyina no ubehwe all these years ni nyina me adiba kwa many gini say many agini say mampenyi from the onset oka say there's not going to be any automatic renewal of contracts do na especially those in the mining industry no because ubehwe bebre na I say we don't really build capacity as Ghanaians, as indigenous, as local people. We work with them and then we continue to be working like that, and Ghana as a country doesn't get any benefit. Yabenya krana enya dia eso enisa. Until it's high time say yankasano yaye. So engineers and planners, I'm looking at him just like I'm looking at the Dangote in Nigeria. Because idea say odima wa ukrumfo despite the differences in the political sikani nyina no mfaso ba nyina no to remain here.
Yeah.
It will not go anywhere.
And beside that, Krano, could you say mining sectors? No,
Baraka FM.
Obi Okonya consumption be sir. Some of them, Omoban in chamber rented the machines. No,
yeah.
And that man no is like what machines sir.
Said the mean kase why apprentice no. Oh ye bibia you akuma nama winning daho na ye because unni mo chinasem.
Sir.
I don't think Setama or yes Anyamawe, he thought of if tomorrow he becoming like someone who will be the main person in charge. That be
it's true.
But because of the oil ni was so you prepare, you plan, and then you learn and wait for the opportunity. As for the politics in India, no matter what you do, politics there, but the most important thing is that the benefits would be for Ghanaians. Me na manager na enti sebia or updates be with regards to what is happening in Iran and then Israel, because what I saw last night was the number of Iranians occupy some places, saying that they are trying to prevent America from bombing those strategic places. There's a bridge near some specific areas. And I didn't want to Iraq on Iraqi citizens, when Iran but Iraq for no many no more. Anyway, maybe you can be able to tell us more on that.
First of all, my church here, it's here for you now. Yes. In some way, war we some way, now, and no, it was very, very certain, say. It was very certain, say.
Okay.
Yes. Me da say one opportunity. Me church Baraka for you now. Same be there ACC pa, especially in Drano, it was very certain say Israel US was going to strike Iran because omudi kind editudwa, and the strike was also going to be struck on the civilians. Yes. That's according to Senior Trump air cano. And Canada for paying for a press conference DB. So the civilians are not the target. The civilians are not the target. Yes. Yeah. Or the or can on a tweet post must say he's going to use full force. But in conclusion, no, Andra, that Pakistan for us. Pakistan for now, they were the mediators between the two countries. So they came between and said that, you know what, enough is enough. You guys need to sit down and then negotiate. So currently, Kasano, there has been 2 weeks postponement of the war, 2 weeks ceasefire, and they're temporary. It's not permanent. So in the negotiation, I best starting Nyambua Friday, we know. Iran for the 10 plans. Abba say this is our proposal if the ceasefire is going to happen. And the 10 points now submit Trump USA minor. And now we share plan 10 points plan now. There is no way that they are going to stop their enrichment of the uranium. Iran for a minor. And now USA also are looking at the opposite side. You have to stop. Iran forces say in our plan for negotiation, there is no way we are going to stop the enrichment of the uranium. And these are some of the plans are a plan now because right now if you don't stop the fire, the ceasefire, the war, it will affect you. And the most disturbing part is the innocent civilians. The innocent civilians are the most
the innocent lives.
Yes, you see, and then also while bombing civilians homes be as at yesterday. I would bet to say he's going to strike, so no they why, but sure him say after 2 weeks in way, they will all come to a conclusion to end the war once and for all. Now obiade ne mai eko boko.
Yeah, one say engira nipa na Nyankopon so na ebo ntino oman bia ntimi betina obi na fa ho so say chinchina say go my way. It's not right. All of us, that's why you call it sovereign nation. Ntino we all have
sovereign power.
It is exactly.
You cannot
Ntino, you cannot leave your country and then go and give somebody, no matter how small that country is,
unless the country is illegally putting some unnecessary pressure in these people.
And quite the bar on say the lack of sincerity on the part of US, no. Any
the UN,
the Israel area.
The UN,
yeah. No country has any authority as we speak, or would raise eyebrow over what Israel does. No one. She have permanent security for none of them. Not Russia, not Israel, not not United Kingdom, not European Union, not France. All of them, US. They cannot say anything about what Israel does.
They say it on paper.
So
press conference.
So it's not fair. Say, oh, can be sana. There should be some fairness. It should be so that Obia betting, Obia so betting. And it's because of Israel, not US. US is not under any threat, but they are doing this because they think that Israel is raising an eyebrow. And why should Israel be raising an eyebrow? Why do you have it and you don't want somebody to have it?
Yeah, that's.
Yes. Why do you have it and you don't want somebody?
You don't have. And obi be ya also nipa ko njai.
Ntina mo hwe na mo ma bibia enko ye. Na yenko ehwe daily graphic na no pe say one health agenda. Mahama rallies action against health threats. Initiate move at Lyon summit. Ye ka say ye man penyi excellency Dondoma Mahama ewo France. Ntina mo hwe ono any France man penyi, yes, in a handshake.
Macron.
Yes, Macron. Yeah. Now, the main headlines that cut across all newspapers. Engineers and planners wins the mine lease. The full detail of that particular story, you can find it in page 13 of the Daily Graphic. And another one, I'll see oil palm found will create coherent ecosystem boost supply. We DBG CEO. And it is some way to draw. You can find that one too on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Accra Times, and I'll say at Kwehu Business Forum, BOG Governor tout Ghana's economy. Yeah, Sagne Rigu MP praised and honored. 24-hour market for Bimbila Minister Ali Adolf cut sword. Northern Region Minister host Parliament's Public Account Committee. See there from Accra to Tamale. All hail Alhaji Hussein Fuzak over construction of 3-story classroom block for Ambaria Islamic School. And they canon so sikadia and the bomodia ne adipa yankopon Bawa about so sura bofo no so no ebejiatum na yasanya friend is saying yeni panso no ebebo abaso. At the 2026 Kowu Business Forum, minority commits to support indigenous business. We Honorable Ahmed a friend is saying Jerry Honorable Ahmed Jerry Shai bin Edis Assembly Edituja. Until we need the daily guide the Accra Times and so Eddie Tuja. We need the Accra Times and so Eddie Tuja. Now young colleague share the informal. I see fake HIV test kits flood Ghana. FDA sounds alarm over dangerous counterfeit. Asamaba. I didn't understand do the kwampe. They say the through some little education, say, oh, let's use condom, let's use this, They say they say testing now we just say fake and I say positive, kit now we use and do a fake. Headache or the mobi. Our catcher say why are positive when the person is negative. Obi so or negative. Now who testing and our catcher say or your friend is saying negative when the person is positive. Until we are there. FDA ekase asam okrum papi yes asam okrum
just we go check it for the past never say 1 year then the you are say we are negative then the what betis asam ya ayem hwehwe ben kwa na e be sa meto and I be more hoso no enye say fake yet me change within results at the more be different. I think that one it happens like let's say 0.1% sometimes. You be quite test, and once HIV test, and I say some cancer test bi na omo de results e dey akoma obi now also your results no na dey akoma obi na I say one wa you are thinking say maybe you will be positive now but negative meanwhile your results na dey amount and no sound so na dey I am sheba but he say now maka say fake no kwa here you have to give us a time frame also more time frame and that whole if you are from this month to this month wow yes some pictures is biano you have to go and recheck your status
kakrana mi waka wo say I quite say minim I say doctors nurses police like maybe security agencies say omoye mfumsuo bia obi antumi bi san hwe enti ama mostly omo amoye
emra no makwan wo e bia Ghana for na dodo na
but one say mbra no makwan bom but akwai say omo amoye nipa ho dwuma no duduo no ano I say omo ye dwuma no a omo sheda and take they can take certain things into consideration and form especially maybe nurses o and funny to say na manager e kan obetumi akọ ayaresa bia we report kura no de be mo bi foforo and etasi ebi so wo a se na ese obi a oyare oba ayaresa bia the person is in pain and so say ye be krokro no na afe na ebinum enyom nyina afe na omu titi nipa no mo
say dudu na maka say ebimu ho ana ansa na ebedu nipa no so no ana say ebeba ne saa no na ebi nurse no ana say doctor no wa ejuma bre nti no already no kwa no no opese ebi ani yanko embra na ombeji like umbra ansa no why nti extra work tiredness stress
but ebanu sa
mahubida
enye ni pemu
me bawo
because when they are going to recruit them they take them through a lot of orientation that it's impossible for them to do like say okay but they be more also they are not called for the job.
That is it. Sana me peme.
They are not called for the job. Ejuma na enye ejuma no mo dwun. Omo de ope bia ebusum bia no obanya kitua.
So the passion is not there.
The passion is not there.
So
you say obehu obi na watimi ahwe no say fata no. Onye ne say and that is why quite often say BBC say mbo de na report because enye say ono ejuma no oye.
Last maybe the same situation here madam for be na na Japan but me say me bo hospital polyclinic na din onim ye call ho no na doctor na in charge no
Baraka FM
9 there was say ono feel na nipa call different doctor mbra for no on be release no na tam so ye na ye buy no na kan say hwe ye na we oyare nte hwe na man o see dey be ne time aso next doctor na ba and say next doctor no owan fa o see ye ntwen obeba nse dey be o nipa no yare sei nte hwe no pekon o see dey be no time aso kai ne time aso so next ye nya mtre next no ba ye won say ye say hwe say dey be o ni ba kono no ho woso so what to prevent you to even check on a person for this some and a guy so ni bofu yo ne we ne ekon
ntina omuka say
I
think that the main challenge here is communication because how okay or see there be on to me because we are no we wapon next one beba ono so anyam bai nti ni nyina ifri kasa so timi kasa yi na omamoti asese oh sa mo hu say bia mo nipa mo di bai no situation a wo mu no mo hu ni say bia so dangerous say on the emergency on the some agency na omamunti asese oh mamunsu like ni obato no obe fine bibiensi fiti sa time ekosita ma doctor and as a nurse beba
Mr. Fatawu
every kasa because I want to kasa in that order now in that way already no more ba no mumunti ase o
obi anu ho obeti ase no matter how kasa obekasa because right now
one say anti doctor we ya manager ka ho asem yen fan say wa brew wa ye duma bre like on to me yen hu hwe wakodru fie ni ba collapse obeka say ma brain me koda obeka say okodru fie o na ni ba so ni ba collapse oda ho obeka say ma koye djuma sa 3 days ni ana 2 days ni ma brain enti obeja ni ba say o on jani ba no say o enti patient na omodi na aba no e wo mu say why adwuma brusu sa patient no enyo no na ebe so ana enyo no na wodi problem beto so nipa na we no schedule for shift no na we ni be brain so ana mu authority na be report nipa na say on time ban tembe you but as for patient na aba no matter how tired you are no I say want to save that life because say nipa no wa there's no way we can get the life back. What you say say nipa no wa you fan say car I say make me akoto spare parts maybe I be fix it can mess up back to road but nipa dey entisa enti no matter how wa break kra no say nipa ni obe release you on buy kra you have to stay and make sure say you save that life. Enti na medical bisa say so kofie e na okohu say ni ba na ni yiri e collapse da ho a
scenario na we su ye no usi fie no so na ni ba no so no nko a ba hospital no once he is attending to the eba sisi no on we no fufuro so aba because it's an hospital so there be me ba me person would tear say the condition me anya say I'm supporting them but I just want you to be in their shoes sometimes you know e bro mo so because here can say we don't have enough doctors enough nurses across the country in every situation bia no me can say ba say emergency fine the person should be attended to but e ba say enye emergency but mo amuni nipa na ba no mumu nu say nipa no ya hwe ni sisi ba 2 weeks time no obewu sana mumu nu but because of onu aye juma with experience awo no obetimi aka tell me say oh we e be 2-3 hours no I'm coming mo ba we dem minsi de ma mimi kasa ni say na be ya nipa na wa bre no say still no or is going to attend to no or yes and be mistake be echo ba there's no excuse say wa bre ana overwork intinu ye be consider no emra na edibedi ye be edini bedi that's what you have to consider because wa bre no ebia oye no otonko ana oye no bibi na neni enda ho because wa bre wa stretch ade na because we aba and it's the same person and because of all that for ejuma no ogusu yes and mistake be ba there's no excuse
Mr. Fatawu
ejuma na
Mr. Fatawu
fundamental that is what is and into the mimi ka say mimi point ni say it depends on the level of communication obe communicating with the client who have come for him to be attended to say agents kwa na say ebia wuntimi nya you can find a way either you collaborate with your colleagues with the same institution and say obi to call on someone to come in but who know our brain the media mean for us to say wa brain ni me na do say okono or still no ongusu nyi
Mr. Fatawu me unim say at times doctor to discharge you say wo ho ato kofie obodu feel na nipa kono wawu
yes
of course
yes. So it doesn't matter say Dr. Meka said they be situation where they appear and how they be so family number in the form of emergency they need an agent
that's emergency according to them
because they know that they know that when they were at home with their family no when say no now or normal now she's not normal and they feel like no she need a medical attention then you have a hospital say they be share na we my now catch her say with time aso we shirt now so to call even though the doctor who's supposed to come and
so all say you can no na ukanu eba say eba say oba no say okay
yes
omu ba no one can't you say ni that maso but catch him say okay I'm already attending to someone so you just wait now call you not see him you don't see that as offensive even though he has found a better way of telling you say and I say excusing you and you better to move but ebia catch you say mapon and I say my bre and you know that differently
as a doctor there and once I want to let me sure you are there for a reason for a purpose so no matter what the situation is so far as who hon kwa there or say what to attend to anybody so and it's baby I can say we can bre no it happen it's true sometimes they can be tired and then they want to rest they don't want to make any medical mistakes so they want to excuse themselves but a little help can save a life.
First aid
so can save a life would you far machine no would you far temperature thermometer no fashion no you to say
you are doing something
so and man should I say but you are doing something to write down for the next person to come and take over so to me no at any cost in time as a doctor or nurse a medical practitioner you have to take your time for us because you are there to serve us.
Yeah.
Without you be suffer. And unfortunately, so we are not. It's not guaranteed that we are always healthy.
Yeah.
So we will always come to you for medical attention. So me please and say, no matter what, you have to find a way to at least calm the patients down. And then
one say, in fact, say, omono doctors no, omo yankrophobia. To me, no, omo ye special, mommy. Doctors, any nurses, they are very special because your life, you know, ekita enti me no me di obuo pa edi ma won because se bibi ya me sese a se me survive and me survive a uyi nyankopon free ho a omo na mo ye next good enti sa nipa we say no e se omo so omo tumi nya tima e ma nipa ya fa no se yan koti se military hospital I don't think say bibi sa be koso because near manager ka say no me ankasa me ameti hey I've experienced it me senior sister me pese me bo sa hospital no din no bleedi me di no ko enti na doctor no wo ho no wa osi ni time aso nti wa pon okọ enti ye kodru ye no yanko tu doctor bia wo ho enti na ono so no bleedi na na ogu so bleedi oho na me pie na me ko na that time na abo be ye ebe 2 o'clock PM and na me pie na lucky for me no na chemical store bi drug store bi wo hospital no opposite and I be salary no problem point and I can say this is a situation me face me senior sister or bleedy and na edinu ba na doctors so ni ho nurses no so say omo instruction say they shouldn't give any first aid and I say okay enti me ko to drugs no edi ma me sister enti doctor no kra obedru be ye almost 3 enti oba na me di drugs
how we do ho asana
oh yeah drew be almost about 1 something to 2 o'clock
okay
enti obedru be 3 and no buy no na me call inside na me catch say oh auntie me paucho edro no a ye ba na obi ani ho ntina bleeding ya no bleeding tinu me koto sa drugs we and na me di man na bleeding no eba form tinu edro a me koto ni buefu o si adentina me koto edro no o na me so bi san say enti na ga oba ya me sister free mu a me na ma lusu enya wu enti no se mu mpese ye be ya bibi sa na ga obeba nipa no a obekọ no obeba ansa na wakọ ontumi enko enja hospital ho sa ena nurses nso no musi momo ma first aid enti me no enya like argument odwi se nipa odwi nipa obetumi akasa asen we enti nya manager kan no ebi ni you see sometimes no me respect you on pa because ena me ka say uyi nyankopon free wa omo na mo ye next bibi ye me say ya apart from nyankopon no omo na obetumi save me life enti no omo so no omo dwi nipa ho but I to say because omo ta enye omo nyina dudu omo ta ho say nkrofo ta ewu ana I say owo no enye hwe omo anim but they should consider us to because me am free fear ba no sana manager ya ho say ye ma me no ye na no enye sa condition no na ti na say no nobody can determine emergency case Emma patient ebi obi wakwa etipae keke obetumi ewu wo be say oh ni tikeke na epai no but one hwe ya obetumi akọ enti no ye pa omucho at least omunfa akoma pa na omu ye adwuma ne ye ba ebinum de omu ye adwuma pa serious.
But in all, no, I want to just commend our medical people, especially our nurses, doctors, and all medical facilities. I'm saying commend you more. They are very good.
Yeah.
They are omobom huadimpa. Inti danda inyano. I was say omon koso na omutime share super because a ban of depression and I said some anxiety. Said doctor and a nurse educate patients that they go through a lot because I only said they be. It was in my hands and bakoni free so they go through but according to some research we to say in as much as the person see death always it doesn't matter to the person again but me bon also say they should continue to give their service to us, take care of us.
All right, same content to us. The informal say that speak the truth, be measured in criticism. We are honorable Afenyo Makin advises politicians, minority leader, and always has somebody to 2026 World Cup sponsorship for Black Stars fans. Sports Minister contradicts President. The informant I do say some way by misuse of police insignia. Hey, na. Hey, Serki Baba Sule is there. That's a eh? Now they are former police na. Wawida. Or former police na. Just say wa dia hindi na say akoni mu ama aburusu. Wako for police for you na ya choro udi agua dia boss.
Ebi ex policeman.
Etie for mu ko Facebook.
Or ex-policeman.
Yes. Me nim the entire go for muti umudesa. Your more position. The position is there for it comes with responsibility. And your position ikekesa. Juma. Ugbo Juma na no bia boaso abawabaso. Na anopo kwa na we be clapping for you. Yo, and there. Me say we there aba newspaper we there. Asamba bano but nechi so police ni jina nechi o. I say all protecting. Yes, you authorities urged to investigate Asaman Kesi liaison on the same issue now. Yes, Manangagwa visit Jospon Group tours ACARP site. Ghanaians urged to embrace good values. We local government minister and Ekasa Asami. Wound to me, someone wound to me. Chairman 1 MPP base in Greater Accra. Wound to me rallies MPP base in Greater Accra. Media coalition pledges support for 9 months anti-Galamsey effort. Yes, AFC African Trade Secretariat calls for deeper analysis of intra-African trade. Yeah, and any NAC divorce war enters new phase. And you say, wife reject 300k deal lead to appeal courts. I have not
done the follow-up story, but unim sa reference saying Richard Ni. We say Richard Ni.
Anya kole kulote.
Yeah, Sikanino.
Ana. Anya no. Anya dey see oni ni ire ewo amono ni ana anya no.
No. Where
different one.
Yeah, me refer full name, but he's worthy person here.
Okay.
Wabi some way
before. No, divorce in area na say.
So according to any the divorce na ba. Divorce na ba so.
Hey. Newspaper issue there. O my ipa o. Just say newspaper na ko pen picture. Ne ring ni kwa eni baby aware for ring ni e wo no. Just say divorce no.
Yeah. When you say Oyeskeni pa, like he's very wealthy person here, very respected. So, oni yeman penukra share on several occasions. Any John Nhyira Ibrahim Mahama.
Yeah.
They have met several. Yes. Last time he was even making his. I think he was celebrating his 40th birthday. That was last year or so.
One say Mimi challenge ni say ba worry for some let's say BBC ba where the basis for the separation largely has to do with the wealth, the money, the
a band of courts. I don't
know why it is always because ubeti manje sikeni nyina ba nipa ontimi ntoni pa o. So right it's better now, for you to understand it. Last night there was a news item I was reading about another lady. I don't know her, but those in entertainment who know her much. That she got married 2 times, it wasn't successful, and then she came up and was saying that she'll be marrying again. You see, sometimes it's like that.
Our platform,
Baraka FM.
Yeah.
You see, so you see, Bibi Sano, don't be in a haste.
Right now,
no. Last time I any registrar, in Sawama Nigeria, friend is saying, yeah, brother, any Eddie and Komo, Eufia. No, okay, okwi na yako off the kasano. Na oka say in the normal circumstances, for the court to be able to, the friend saying, decide on divorce and conclude everything on divorce case. It takes more than 6 years.
Yeah, and it's true.
Or it takes more than 6 years. I didn't hear because. Like at least you come together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's better for you to be together than to be on separate ways, especially say nkwala e woman.
Yeah.
But media,
But right now,
popular figures like this,
yes, you see,
do wanna it is money.
Wow, say.
And that's the brain behind it. Now the ladies know they are trying to let the guys, even if a guy, celebrity and a rich guy marries a lady, the motive behind is that, well, in case a divorce come, maybe I might lose my 50% of my money, so let me just have a plan B, which means our already were home, but the trust is not there. But make us say Kabile, one of the famous TikToker guy, our more followers. Oh no, also in the YouTube, the TikTok now on Kasa FM. That guy he's in France, not on Kasa. Ultimately, the idea, no I say, no washe, no I say, no con baby on Kasa. And now he was the most followed person on TikTok. So, guy no a worry. And a year and a pay divorce. Sure, that was last year we paid divorce. Now only my dear guy here. Ni royalties, ni sika, ni bibia is in the father's name. All his properties, everything.
It's in the father's name.
Why will he do that? In the first place, he knows that one day she might come and say that, okay, you know what, enough is enough. I want divorce. Which means in the law, there's going to be 50%, 50%. So we're taking that initiative, that step. Why did he do that? It means our more than trust and now approval chance there's no trust. So I want a divorce. Guy only ade one guy mom and a nyas cafe again or
because she's initiating, you are initiating.
No, because he doesn't have anything, so he has to take something from you.
I saw this in Akosi.
Or the
Mimi can say fine, understand where you're coming from. But the Mimi can say Mutiho, Munina Moa na say. The Oberezi say, oh, she say the enough is enough, no. Especially say we are urban side now. Even locally, in our own normal local traditional way, if she is requesting for a divorce, no, she has to pay your money back in terms of the dowry and
it doesn't match tally with what you are going to give to her.
Wow, say.
Of course.
So everyone say we be $1 million. Ghana is more than $1 million worth. So let's say or 100 million. Or you win 50 million. My girl wants to have 50 million. So that's how it works there. And I feel the properties in BBR in the father's name, which means currently doesn't own anything. So the best way to do is that the alternative is for him to even take money from the lady. And see, as a man, 10 million, wasn't $10 million. $10 million. So Hakimi, you play about also the same thing. Or no, a Muslim crowd Morocco.
Okay. That's
famous. Yeah. And also, on your divorce, how do you be a ever Nima Eba also Eji Sika. Yes, that's how it is. And I Obano Amazon, CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, someone. Yes, Jeff Bezos. Yeah. Also, I think that was around 2020, 2019 there. Also, Oyinya divorce. And the most richest woman on earth.
The
wife, yes. She was the most richest woman on earth. After Oye divorce, no. So right now, a lot are happening to the celebrities and the so-called rich people.
But you see, if you bring these issues and people look at these issues before enter into relationship in there, then it means it will continue like that.
Yeah, and not Trump, because the baby is enough is enough. There is no way now 50%. Say before no be kwari anymore. Now when in the build, I think he has a ruling. A man said more 50 million before me worry. So I'm worried. And it's half 50 million. And can't me know because now I made it already.
Yeah.
So if you are in a marriage and then I made let's say 10 million and then now ABR you can take 5 million, I'll take 5 million. So I worry 7 the ama go for
Baraka FM.
Sajama with me pesa beti kura
because
me jide ni sajama mu. Because ni nyina no me ba ni nyina no oba wo obema wo na mo manti mo ase na mo si okay yenko separate ways na oji sika wo oba na oji sika no e obema no ho no ye discuss nyina ema wa the next day he said you see you are going to marry again. So the one you are going to marry he's also going to marry you because of what you have. Oh, waja will be because of the ubenya. The uko are in no suno. Unfortunately for you, no suno. Ebi ono so onhwe. Na so don passing bibia. Ono so oba no on the wo. Sikana wo no nti na ono so ere. Oba. So how can you continue like that? Say them also the same thing.
Maybe ono onko obi a all below.
How do you know? People can fake.
They target the rich people.
The old case see say akwala no sikari nyina ni japade nyina no o papa ni din ade no ba na nim o kom ni say on abrante ni uska.
Yes,
but no nim say sikari nyina ni o papa ni din. That's what I'm saying. You cannot know.
You cannot know. Yes.
So sometimes you know me feel set to go fairly, you know, manyamisuro, especially when it comes to relationship.
Wow,
the love nyamisuro no bibia enwom so that ubenya hoto. Then you close your mind.
You see the whole issue. The whole issue.
Yeah,
the whole issue.
The only thing is yeah. So lady no aka ho ase. Me na me support the story no. Because na otufu. Akwati say celebrities wa ho. Se me ni me hunkafo anya asem bia na me dia ba social media so.
Send them one and open sir.
Me ba. Enti na celebrity bi oni ni kunu anya asem e na odi ba social media na o ka say ono kura no wa worry twice e na wa divorce twice but ono kura e ba no sa kura no ni family kura no o mante enti na otufu say at least our bia no there's problem enti say munya problem wa worry ma don't bring it on social media because who is celebrity fa some of the celebrities me respect you on pa on choma sem da. But that doesn't mean that they don't have issues. They have issues.
Sanity. There's a Nigerian woman. You see her, you say with you or Nyamisro Nipa. I'm telling you, she married more than 6 or 7 times. And what is story now? You be thinking that unknown needs to buy.
Yes.
Surprisingly, on her part, per the narration she gave, and mema na mo bani nyina no munya papa. Why? Because omunyina no the old baby and oba with motive.
Yes.
Oh, akwa the fear of free the omo sika o. Or are we say ade catch up my say me nya sika see. We suba say oh minim say oh there why ejuma or international company nti no sika nti wa ya ware there say eni huntu kwai. Be ma no no ware oba wo or expect say because of oba no she's a well made person so no nti no omfa ntu kwai. Just imagine. So oba ware mu with this mindset there and then you be disappointed.
You see, the whole narrative is we have so many ways. We have the customary marriage and traditional marriage, you know. And now also
ordinary
ordinance court and court, you know. So all traditional marriage are sad divorce 50% with their it won't apply to it. And our banner before then and court with no crano in here and no paperwork so mummy no come to my court someone say okay yanko wale pa na ya wale mo and here we say maybe no at instant you can just go and marry now we and no na at least some issues nearby now come on so the ladies they want it to be court right in writings in agreement so no mark or sign yeah no man sign yes or be a penny now we guy be now free Ghana I'm telling you or free Ghana or call Germany and all ordinary free Ghana so call I'm telling you Ghana need not could divorce no I'm a yajini fee say was homeless
because near no the coil blows power who can say box oh damn or this show meeting by a quiet chair or the now why no man in try video me the yearly air bonopa or then most and also here
so the only issue is said before you marry someone you have to know who you are going to marry
and the due diligence you know say and one say she's beautiful or she's coming from a royal family or she's wealthy and one MPP Mahama NDC in grand deception over anti-LGBTQ bill. We am saying right the Bremo Reverend in team for joining phony and a Batasa store. The Republic presence was a OSP on Max Fuel fraud syndicate. Showdown over Sampa 2 as self-style chief faces court. A+ light up Gomwa with spectacular Easter carnival. Hey, wow, I just saw some excerpts.
Ever Kumasi down now.
Debbie, Gumwa, A plus.
Yeah. I think on the Deutsche Tawali Echo.
Yes. Dr. Brian Champon commissioned lorry station ultramodern office for Abetifi driver union. 4 killed in Kintampo Tamale highway crash. Government approves engineers and planners. Hey, what's the government? Government approves engineers and planners successful bidder in for Daman mine lease. Nipa acting director of legal affairs, Minerals Commission. The honor technicalities that was involved in this particular issue of Daman, and then engineers and planners became the winner after the end of the day. The honor Mr. Emmanuel, yes, Ohene Yaboa, I believe, on the acting director, legal affairs.
So the committee
Baraka FM
went into this work without regard for anybody's last name. That's the first thing I want to raise. Then secondly, the committee was guided by the tender notice guidelines published by the minister as per regulation 258 for of the Nhyira
Baraka FM
licensing regulation 2012 LI 2170. So the process has been outlined in the regulations. So the minister published the notice and then told the whole world as to the criteria that any bidder must meet. So a copy of the standard notice, if you look at and just see, it talks about the evaluation criteria, and there are it's a 3-stage evaluation process. The phase 1 deals with mandatory requirements, and it's very clear that if you fail any of the requirements and the mandatory phase, you'll be disqualified. So at that stage, what the committee was supposed to, or what the Minerals Commission was supposed to look at is whether at that stage, whether all the 4 bidders have met the requirements. So first of all, you must be a fully owned Ghanaian company, and I must stress that a fully owned Ghanaian company has a different definition under Section 111 of the Nhyira Mining Act. It is not the normal incorporation of a company under the Companies Act. Our law allows a wholly owned Ghanaian company to be defined separately under Section 111. So you must meet the requirement whether your directors, your shareholders, and your beneficial owners are citizens under Ghanaian law. If they are not, you are out. In addition to that, you must have evidence of a valid tax clearance certificate, valid SNIT certificate, valid birth certificate, and all those related certificates. If any of those are not submitted, you are out. So 4, as you rightly mentioned, 4 companies bidded. At that stage, only 2 met the requirement, and therefore they were passed on for the next stage. The other 2 didn't even submit any documentation at all, let alone proof of their payment of the non-refundable fee of 100,000 Ghana cedis. So they were out of that. He has done so, and I'll be surprised in the light of what I have told you and the gallant that was published to the whole world. We don't want to come and say, as I already stated, the requirements are quite clear. So how do you meet them? By submitting evidence of your incorporation, number 1, and that will show all the directors and shareholders and beneficial owners. Okay, that's number 1. Then you must also submit evidence of your VAT certificate, tax clearance, SNIT, and all that. Those and the payment of 100,000 Ghana cedis. Those are the requirements you must meet. Evidence that you have met any of those requirements. So once they didn't submit them, it's that simple. It's a TKO. Once you don't submit them, then obviously you cannot be submitted their application online. And I think when we received it on 30th, we saw that they hadn't submitted any of those. So we were compelled, in the interest of fairness and transparency, to remind them that they needed to comply with the regulations. So we sent them an email that same day, informing them about that, but there was no better response. The Nhyira Mining Act, the minister has the sole power to negotiate, grant, revoke, or suspend the mineral rights. So this gets a recommendation for the Minerals Commission that, look, based on our recommendation to you, that you should conduct a tender process for the grant of the demand mining lease. This is what we want you to do. And then Minister approved the recommendation and then granted and then followed the guideline, and the commission took over as part of the regulatory process to form the tender committee to look at it. So we have just submitted our recommendation to the minister, who must now decide whether it's approving or it. And if we approve of it, then the other processes are taken.
Okay.
So
Baraka FM.
The technicals, technicality involved in the bidding processes. Any nana, the Ebremu Mati and Chichimwa Oye. Or say, and you dinner more, Sabi, and Kamimi Dinkwa and what they did is what they are going to do. But coincidentally, now I say company now we need and so Ibrahim Mahama, Mampeni, ne brother no, nti dudu na ebehwe no, but eno nye gina so efa de omo nti we ni de ye betimi ade abrama eno chiri no so no. Someone said the issue of transport first, any de Mampeni Excellency Drondomani Mahama ekaya when they went to Kwehu efa the economy no mumantie Mampeni Excellency Drondomani Mahama about the issue of Iran, Israel, and then United States on one hand, United States and Israel on one hand, and then Iran on the other. What is happening with regards to the fuel shortage in Sema Mampeni Debi or crowd CCD. Only the other can say for now until some few weeks in the day. Things will be stabilized. It will not be any idea be affected. Yes, be afternoon. Ebe hajin ti mo enti ye Mampeni Excellency John Dramani Mahama o kasase mu emra okọ kwewu oho ene o kasase mu ti no be hu onu Julius Debra ni penifo na adudo na in fact ye Mampeni dada kra no ekopie oho ti mo enti no
have more predictable pricing. Our focus had been on macroeconomic stability, to stabilize the macroeconomic environment, and we have done so, and also to create a more resilient economy. As we said, shocks will come. You cannot predict external events, but you must create an economy that is able to withstand those shocks. I know Iran and Israel and all have been fighting. So far, our economy has shown some resilience. We have almost 6 months of export cover. We have about 6 weeks. We have about 6 weeks of petroleum stock in our tanks, and so there's no danger of us running out of petroleum within the next 6 weeks. Even as we're using the reserve stocks, we also are replenishing it, and so there's no danger that we would have queues at filling stations and other places. In addition, and indeed the most important event that has taken place since last year is the performance of the Ghanaian currency. The currency has stabilized, and
any Mampeni Excellency John Dramani Mahama the issue of the intokwa ekoso ewo amanonia ni susu aswo no so as Ghanaians. Eno so no chiri no someone say ema pure water nsensem pure water sachet water say ko 15 Ghana cedi o tom bottle water obia say ono so be increase because omo ntimi twa nyama omo use no nyina no eno so no amano na free say increment iba ebe ha adwenti no Mampeni epacho catch transport operators together with the trade ministry say omo mbomodiana na omo chibri kansa na yemfa nyama entuye ntino. Because of that, some transport operators kasa ntino mama yenko na yenkoti omo so no de omo kan we yenua media man, yes, Adaka Bref Pomanso. So him say very controversial on a general manager VIP and also ekasa with regards to the increment of fares. Muma yenko na yenkoti
liability company, and that we are not part of any union. The meeting, we are led to believe between the Transport Ministry is with the GRTCC and the GPRTU. This is a purely private company, and then we make an assessment, and where we believe we need to plug some holes, we have to plug some more. There are two key things that are running around. First, the buses spend a lot of time on the Accra-Kumasi route. Something that should have been 6 hours, we are spending up to 10 hours because of bottlenecks at Usino, bottlenecks at Nkoko, bottlenecks at Konongo, and also sections of the road are also extremely bad. So that increases the maintenance cost and then increases diesel consumption. And then 16 years ago, Accra-Kumasi was 15 cities, and 16 years later, 150 cities. I believe taking depreciation into consideration, tear and wear into consideration, it is even somewhat cheaper. A reduction of prices does not come in at this stage. I said to you that Baraka in March 2025, we're going to increase prices at the intersection of the Transport Minister. Honorably, we suspended those prices. So what is in Ghana that was 10 cities 2 years ago that you believe would remain 10 cities 2 years later?
Yes, we Adakye for Pamaso. Yes, on a general manager VIP. VIP basis since you say Accra-Kumasi na anything I can say about the Ekoso ewo Odu Nkokoa and answer Odu friend saying Ohoko didn't say Obosadi no na Mirufi Oka Nhyira no patch say the yanka increment no there idea say na because kwa nye ntino eno so idea haju ntina ma um cast ndudo na ss aha ntino eno na the eno de ono so odi tudwa na eno echiri ni nso no uma yenko na yenkotie your friend saying Mr. Kofi Ado ono your friend saying Trade Ministry with regards to water sachet for more moto nsuo aha nsuo yenum almost see there nsuo no they're going to increase, so they're going to increase it to 10 cedi for those who buy from them. Now yes why consumers you better a bag of sachet water 15 Ghana cedi bottle water for nkware do do nkware ka say kwa no o ma increase even though you see an common trend, because there's going to be a meeting where there's going to have a discussion and then omunyina betimi hu the say omoye. But unfortunately they could not wait for the authorities, so some have already make some increments. Mr. Kofi Ado from the Trade Ministry.
What we have done is that we are having this
Baraka
meeting
FM.
to understand the issues that led to the increments. 2, we also want to make sure that all Baraka the other FM. Players are brought on board, so that when we come out with the solution, everybody will be happy along the value chain. So on Wednesday, we are bringing the manufacturers and the producers to make sure that these issues are resolved with the speed of light. As a ministry, we are much concerned about feeding the industry with available raw materials. In fact, that has been our mandate since.
Yes, we need Mr. Kofi Ado on free like Okasa on behalf of the Trade Ministry for the increment of insure yenum insure to yenum do na no any ebrem man kwa nkoti man peni excellence journal man ha mon kai enra yedi tudwa newspapers ni kwa career say man peni ka say tomato factory no yes manya sasi kese pa so that's betimi ahwe, because what is happening again between traders of onion sellers in Accra and those from Nigeria and also no air hydrogen any ginger. Intino my currently penny with regards to say there be it is high time we are able to do some of these things so that we will not continuously rely on our neighbors.
Baraka FM.
Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Finance have come together to initiate crisis tomato production in Ghana. So we're building 60-hectare irrigated lands that would have water for all year-round tomato farming. We should start thinking outside the box. The Minister of Finance is going to come to Parliament with a comprehensive
Yes, we man Penny's Excellency, also Minister of Finance, the budget and BBA Beba Parliaments na Omarhe, na Pasidia and the Damba tomato, ginger, and all those things in onion. Yes, will be in large scale where we'll be able to feed ourselves and not rather rely on the imported stuff. Into any day, but answer ebe kono. This particular story, say in Kokrum, in some markets, any prison market, nenti or more mutunton adiano. Also for some time now, we told adiana say more is 20 pesos, and 10 pesos eco firma, not an insem. Minji, Nasika require says here in Zubiumo, Ujukana Udimobia, or so on J, Nedan in Tokwa. Bank of Ghana, or see Debbie, the Amuyanu is an illegality. Yes, that is our money, and people should continuously accept it because there is no anything that bar anyone from accepting those coins. Or say economist warns of price hikes. BOG insists all coins must be accepted. Into your co-marketer na kuti jadifo no mun kanchre se omun man sisa nkofunji ana omoso no ye bana se ye to ade na se 20 pesos bi e ka ho na de ma omo a omo se omonji ede na ejira so no ni nyina no ensensema Ghanaian Times nso edi etuja ena osaka se ye man Penny's Excellency ye ka se wakodu France oni France President Macron ye ko for a short break ye ba se wonim se enche bia no labbaik allahumma labbaik labbaik la sharika lak labbaik innal hamda wan ni'mata lak wal mulk la sharika la enchibiano yes mama ya crowd yankopa afternoon san afre omo ko hajj ntini ye kwaba ye ba Deputy Communication Director Hajj Board, yes, Honorable Alhaji Haruna baba modiana yenini adi sa enkomo no to my updates with regards to this particular year 2026 Hajj no edene koso yeko for short break. When you return, join us so that we'll be able to have some enlightenment on Hajj.
Stone, let me tell you about.